choosing yourself, truly choosing yourself. I don't think we realize how much that impacts our whole world. And I think we all think of it almost like it's a selfish thing. But I'm like, if you really make the right choices, you're going to end up feeling better overall, kinder, more generous, all of your time, all that stuff. If you are doing what you need first, right? Instead of always.
Yeah, and choosing yourself, I think, is something that you have to do daily.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it was something that you could just be like, oh, okay, I worked on it. And now, but yeah, it's like a muscle. You have to do it every day. You have to figure out what's the most important and almost like wake up and be like, who am I going to be today? And yeah, how am I going to like make sure to at least take care of myself? Welcome to Delulu Magic, where we delulu our mindset and create the most magical version of our lives. I'm Paola.
And I'm Gabby, and we want to welcome everybody back to join us for the second half of 2025. It has been 6 months, guys. We are here. I mean,
we're alive. We made it.
We made it.
And I feel like May was like 3 months in one.
I almost felt like May was like could have been a year for me. Like, I don't think one thing was not, the whole thing we talked about, like, you just like, oh, I'm coasting, things are, what do we say, boring, like, calm, like, good, gotta go to the grocery store, that kind of bother. And then I feel like that was basically a tornado for me.
I know.
Besides a hurricane.
I feel like especially for moms.
Oh, God.
Right? Because we have so much to do. It's overwhelming, and it always like creeps up, and it's like you already know what to expect. You always know that May is a little crazy, right? End of school activities, getting presents for teachers, getting presents for like the friends.
But I feel like the part two, like, this is my specific, very personal, that I get to, like, after spring break, and I'm like, can we be done? I'm not even the one going to do the stuff, but I'm like, just done with all the email, done with the stuff, done with thinking about what's coming. And I think I start to get a little bit of anxiety. Like April, I'm kind of like, oh, it's so pretty. Summer vacation, we're almost at the end. And then May comes, and like you say, continue. What happens? And I feel like I get so happy in May and April that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's almost over. It's here. Like, I was like, a few more weeks. I'm like counting the days, literally. And then May happens, and I'm like, Jesus, slow down.
I know, it's a whirlwind. It's like you never really get to enjoy it. I feel like, especially as the kids were getting older, like I don't think I took a minute to like just pause and be there with them. And I mean, I did. I took, obviously, like, just enjoyed that time with them. But it was just all these, it was so much. It was so much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too overwhelming, and there's too many things that are needed. And I think especially if you're if you are stay at home, it's a full-time job because you've got multiple things going on. And then if you leave, you have to go to work, you've got work, and then you still had to show up and be mom. And then don't forget about all the other things. So I think you're just going like through it. Like, for me, it feels always like, I'm just going through a maze. Like, there's never an end.
Yeah.
And I don't remember most of it. I'm always lost by the end.
I know. And then I feel so sad because end of school is special, right? They're growing up, like when your kids graduate, dating, mine are like now going into 11th and 12th. And so it's all these special moments. Well, now you can't go into the school, right, to take photos. I wish we could.
No, I'm actually making my senior. I told her but because she's lucky, her sister's got summer school. So I was like, we're going, because she didn't let me. Like, here it's hot. Graduation was like a whole show. And I remember saying, oh, you're going to regret it. And she's like, but I wanted for the picture too. But, we didn't do it because it just wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough time. It's always that there's never enough time. That's what May felt like. I'm like just squeezed every little bit, and I feel like even everybody surrounding us, everybody has had something going on. It's not just the mom role. I mean, everybody's lives has been impacted in one way or another this past month. Yeah. So that's a lot too. Like, it feels like just our whole energy for a while.
It was definitely a crazy one for me. And I know like for you too.
Yeah.
And
how have you felt though now in June? Let's finish up May, but do you feel like
I'm still working?
Did you feel the switch, or you're recovering? Like, have you just paused and are like,
no, I felt the switch, but it's been like
month.
But almost to the point where I'm like, okay, I just gotta like almost go back to like getting reorganized.
Yes.
Right. I feel like May feels like Christmas time. which is like right when you're like buying presents, you're the mom, you're wrapping all the presents, you're like, you know, doing all the stuff, like decorating.
Don't forget to make it magical.
Yeah, and don't forget to like make it an experience and make sure everyone's happy. And so it's like that for me, it felt like that same type of stress.
Yeah.
And I feel like next year I'm gonna definitely put more in place to
Oh yes, you
plan
have to.
and like
I know
almost
you have to. Yes,
prep my
you have to.
nervous system.
Yes, yes. There's
Yeah.
got to be a way. And I remember a few years back, and this is I remember I kind of said it to you that before my daughter who just graduated now, before she was having her sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time we took like a girls trip with another friend of ours. And I just remember thinking, why am I doing this? I have so much to do. But we left, went, and then stayed an extra night because the flights were delayed. And it was probably one of my favorite times we all had there together. And I came back and I survived May so good. So somehow I feel like maybe the first weekend or the second weekend, I'm going to have to like incorporate that. Like I've told you, like, and there was another year that I left for Mother's Day as well.
Yeah. I know we're leaving for
And
Mother's
then
Day.
that was awesome because I came in, I think I had like dinner with the kids and it was great. That was it. You know, I actually did for me, like I am mother myself, which I forget. And I think that I can recollect, like right now I can reflect and say, I need to add that plan going forward. I need to make sure I make some time that extra, you know, really
For
self-love and like whatever it is I need to do. And mine's going to be, I need to go away because I don't know how to stay still when I'm at home. I can't be just like, oh, I'm going to be here. And,
Yeah.
you know, I can't. I will not. I probably want to be always the queen of martyrdom and, you know, doing it all, guys.
You're going to get an award one day.
I've thought about this. I was like,
award.
do we do all of this going into what May is? Because we're still like, I could do it all. I have all these balls in the air, and most of them, you know, feel like glass or, you know, and if I drop something, but you know, I'm like today, I was thinking a lot. I was working. It's been a crazy week, and I was sitting there. And I was like, it's fine if I let something drop, because I have a lot of like guilt I did
that guilt.
Yes, and because that's why I'm like, is that why I do all like make comes? And I'm like, nope, I am exhausted, but I will go to everything and I will show up and I will be supposedly in a good mood. And then again, looking back, I'm like, did I really enjoy that? Did I stop and pause? Did I, you know, I let myself have.
It's hard because I think as moms, we want to ask for help, but also you feel like you're supposed to be able to do it all. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to go to work, but I'm also supposed to be able to show up for all the events and, you know, be happy and take the photos and you know, schedule the party and decorate, because even when I do ask for help, it's this weird, so I think it's something we have to talk ourselves through, right?
Yeah.
That, for example, like my daughter's birthday it's usually the day before Mother's Day, right? Which is great. Next year falls on Mother's Day. She pretty much told me, she was like, I don't know, we have to celebrate you the week before because Mother. I was like,
and then graduation, you didn't have a line.
But it's like I want her to see me, and I guess it's that validation. And you know, I think we're all works in progress, and I feel like I've evolved a lot. I don't need as much validation, but I still kind of need it. So it's like I want her to see me putting up the decorations, because I'm like, I didn't ask, you know, your aunts for help or, you know, your dad, like, look at me doing this song, and I'm prepping all this stuff because I want her to see that, you know, she's important for me, that she's special. But then I wonder, do they even care? Do they even like notice that? Or is it just like, is it more, hey, you put it to, you scheduled it, you kind of planned it out, but it's okay that we're not doing all of it.
Maybe it's a conversation we need to have.
I need to ask.
I'll be
like, because if you don't care, I'll be like,
listen, because I've been thinking, like, remember, like, I've always was very over the top with the kids with all the like holidays, whatever, you know, things, Valentine's, like, everything. They have pictures and videos. Like, I mean, I did the whole like Pinterest mom. I did it all, and then I stopped. I had 2-3 years ago, like Easter, and I remember then like looking around, like, well, what happened to like the breakfast and the candy and all that? I was like, you go find it yourself. I don't know, you know. And then I half fasted, and I was still annoyed. And then like this year, we're again privileged, but I was like, you know what, let's go because the graduation's coming. Let's go take a little trip. And that didn't even matter to them either. So I don't think they notice. I don't know. I think they notice. For the ages, like I'm gonna say probably like your girls and I, because mine are all so many of those ages. It's like I think they just want us around most of the time and to talk.
Yeah.
And like none of that. that's
Truly.
not like what we think it's going to be. And then if remind yourself of mine, the recent one, even if you do it all, there's still going to be a comment about it couldn't have been this way. It couldn't have been that way. I'm like, no. So if they're noticing, I don't, you're on your own. I mean, be grateful.
You
I
know,
think
they're
I
gonna
know
notice
we're
in their
looking for
30s when
gratitude.
they have kids, and they'll be like, "Damn,
Well, they
how'd
do
you do
because
all that?"
listen. So my oldest, of course, he is, he's 23. He's a young adult, but he's very like aware and grateful, and he's like, "You've done," but you know, the meaningful thing to him are that I'm like this, the vulnerability that I've been
Yeah.
like, go to therapy, find support, let's get healthy. Like I try to teach by example. I'm
Yeah.
vulnerable with them now. Like that's what I feel like they really pay attention
Remember.
to. But I think because we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And nobody celebrated. I mean, I think, of course, they loved us, but it was in their possibility they didn't know.
No,
Like,
yeah,
you
of
got to a
course.
certain age, and they're like, ¿qué más? No más pastel y ya se
Easter
acabó.
cake.
Ya se
Our Easter
acabó.
basket.
I mean, Christmas was always great, but I think like you and I both can say this, but we got things that our kids did. Maybe not with the way life is now, but we both have memories and experiences with all of our extended families and those late parties and all that, the music and the food, and that's priceless.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun and a lot of memories.
They took us to do all those things. That was like how they showed us love. Be with others that we love and love you, and you know you're gonna grow up and be rowdy because this is what you sat and watched.
Which is so funny though, because I feel like you and me kind of both went. You less because you have such a big family. You can't kind of get away from like the big thing.
Extended.
So we would always celebrate Christmas Eve, on the 24th. And I went into like the whole like, no, it's just like us, because I want you to be like I want you to know that at family events, obviously they're running around, so you don't spend as much time. I'm like, I want you to be seen and look at all the little activities, and we're gonna do all the magical. We're gonna make cookies and put up the reindeer food and everything. I miss that.
I know you do, and I know you enjoyed it.
But I also wonder if, in part, it would have been nice to do like the whole family thing.
Other things that we thought, because I think going into the whole thing is we think too much about it all.
That's
like
true.
the seasons, the kids, like so when the month comes with all the stuff, we're like, I'm gonna just I'm gonna go and show you everybody 1,000%, and maybe fall apart by then, have a twitching eye, but
yeah,
but I did it.
But we're gonna get a lot of good photos. So Christmas is in 6 months. I feel like it's gonna be here in no time. Ladies,
what's the plan?
Take some time.
Whatever. Tell us.
Get some friend time. Definitely regulate your nervous system. Like I feel like really prepping and asking. Like I'm definitely asking my husband for help this year.
Well, not asking for help. You're just making it. I feel like we need to say more like equal. Like we're gonna do things in the house as equals, right?
Yes, I forget.
Like,
I really help. I'm like, you live here too, man.
I want to use that language, and I hate that. I mean, but nobody taught us. Like this morning, I'm listening to an audiobook, and the real self-care, and it's really the first thing is boundaries, and then like actually like accepting things and like committing to you, right? And saying, you have to reframe it. You can't think you're helping me because you're still like, I feel guilty because I might bother you. You might have more to do, and then I should. So it's like I have to always make it into that. Hey, we're equals because we're partners. Sometimes there's gonna be times I'm gonna have more than you, but I know for a fact, like I think you could say that, right? For a fact, these specific months I'm gonna need XYZ. Like we're gonna need to be here and there, so I can be okay.
Yeah.
And it gets easier. Like I've found past month, obviously, whatever, I was having some health stuff again, because that's what happens. And I'm able to say it quicker. I'm like, hey, no, I'm not. Don't forget, I can't. My body can't do it. Yesterday, I made I had a lot of work really early from 7 to like noon. I had an appointment because I have TMJ, and so I almost canceled my appointment because I still had so much work in my other office.
Yeah.
And then I'm driving. I was driving to my
I'm in pain.
And then I just was like, nope, I need to go do this because I'm gonna be like really like probably crying by Friday, so because how tight my jaw was. And then I went and I don't even know. I was like, okay, well, I'll stop, and I was gonna go do something else that I needed to do for work. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna take it slow, take myself over, and I don't get on the freeway, so I don't get stressed out. I got there like 5 to 8 minutes before, and I just listened to some music. I went into my appointment, did it, got home. I was able to do some of my work, and nothing happened. But it was like I felt so free. I felt like I was like, oh my god, this is so old, but like Thelma Louise. But I was like, I made like the right choice. Like I didn't go and like be like the martyr, and like I sacrificed like my physical
yeah.
pain because I needed to get that done. Even though I knew I had time till 4 or 5, but
Yeah.
my window felt like I was like, oh no, what if I don't make it? What if there's an accident? What if? And then when I did that, when I got home, I was like, I ended up having like did my work. I took my daughter. Her birthday was coming up, but she's leaving, so I just took her. She wanted to do her nails, and took her to get like some like bites and to eat, and it ended up being such a nice afternoon. I was like, was it because I made the right decision for me?
To prioritize.
Yes. Yeah.
Your health, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
level of pain.
And
Imagine
I could
like
feel
being
it by the
all...
time we were at the nail place. It felt so amazing because I could feel like it's the way my TMJ works, which I don't know. I didn't realize I even had that, but the clicking, your jaw clicks, and it's from I broke a molar because like bruxism, I think is the word called, but you are clenching so tight, so you're grinding at your teeth all night. And when I realized it, I used to get like it would go like here to my temples, like these, like really really tight, and I just always thought I was like, oh, just I'm stressed out, but it's from the TMJ. So by the time we're at the nail place, because they do Botox, they do here and back here, like right there, and I was like, oh, I could literally feel
like the release.
Yes, and I almost started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, so thank you God, that I could go and get that, and that I didn't cancel on myself, because like I wanted to, and I didn't, and it turned out the world did not blow up or fall apart or nothing. I mean, it still felt like
you showed up for yourself.
I
think that's the main thing that we can do to keep our sanity, to keep our
and regulating my emotions. Like, I mean, in May I thought I did it, but it wasn't. It was, I've been through school now with kids for how many years, right? Like 20 years, more, whatever. And it still knocks me off.
I know.
Like, because I want to do too much. I want to do it
you
all.
also have 4. Like, that's
I know,
like 4.
but it's like
end of school.
I would that, and then I want to do and make sure, like you keep saying, like it's so special and don't forget, and and like my daughter, like she switched schools, and like I had been prepared, like had been doing this haul of things, and now I'm like, damn, like since like October I had been Mark's like, my husband's like looking at me like insane because I had
switch colleges,
for colleges, and now I'm like, now I have to get rid of that. So it's just because I was trying to be extra. Yes, guys, I was trying to be like, oh, it's gonna be magical. She's gonna have this huge haul surprise. No.
Gosh.
It was my surprise.
I don't know when that happened though. Remember, when we were, I don't know, maybe
social media in the world we live in. That's true. Happened.
That's true.
That's totally it.
Because every end of school was like, good job, like you finished school. Let me show me your grades. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna try to let's go out to.
Didn't we talk about this? Our graduations, how we wanted to be run and we wanted to be free and with our friends. And there was no like, our parents were like, you want to have some food together? And we were like, no. And our kids are like, how did you decorate? Did we get a cake? Is that my favorite dessert?
Yes.
Because I didn't like that. The food wasn't that good. Oh,
yes,
so fun.
It was a lot, but it was great. It was like a good, but also it was wonderful. I
think most people, and if you are in that felt, but even without children, I feel a lot of people have things. It just gets very busy. You have families, you have things, or friends, and I don't know if it's because we're closer. You're getting closer to the summer where we're all feeling freer. Yeah, and I think it's just you start to overcommit, and you don't not realize. I don't know. Age, I don't know. I can't.
We haven't done anything fun.
I'm still mad. That we wanted to watch, and I was like, I keep seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, I can't watch it without Paula. She'd be mad.
I know.
Yeah, I hope you didn't watch it.
I haven't watched
it because I wouldn't do that to you. Just
give me that guilt. But at least we're gonna go to
pretend.
Okay, we're gonna go to 2 concerts, so that's a lot.
Oh well, you have a lot next week. Yeah, we're gonna cram it all in June and try to
2 different concerts. Like Shakira, which is like all Spanish songs, and then Wu-Tang.
Yes, the full spectrum of who we are. It's just that we have a lot of personalities.
It really is.
A lot of things.
It really is.
So I think that comes out, but we go so. I think I want to use more of acceptance, and I'm like, okay, seasons are for a reason. Like I can't keep thinking I don't have time, or that time it does go fast, but then I don't know. I want to be able to, like I've told you several times, I've had these little glimpses where it does pause for me, and I'm like, oh, and I'm so grateful, and
Being in the
and I
present
can
moment.
feel like how my
Hmm.
body feels so good, right? And then come, it's usually when I'm out of town, obviously. Come home and it's like you're just like there, here, deal with all of this.
I think, yeah, being more present, which I think is just a struggle of like, just
Mm-hmm.
all the time. I think if you are somebody that's going through like your self-improvement journey and in May or whatever month is like extra stressful, I think it's just, I was doing a lot of meditating.
Mm-hmm.
I was like trying to meditate like twice a day,
Yeah.
mostly because I was really tired.
Oh my gosh. I did meditate a few times and just by myself. Try to do a lot more prayer. I really want to do that, like have in the morning where I just have, some quiet time. It's like my
Hmm.
biggest goal for June. I wrote down
Yeah.
like, well, or the weekend on Sunday I was writing it down. I was like, okay, I can't commit to like, I think of like my 30s, and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go and try to do like a half marathon, and I'm gonna go to a nutritionist. I'm gonna go do these things. I'm gonna like all this other stuff that it was nothing internal
Hmm.
to feel good, right? And now I'm like, no, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna have my coffee and maybe do some reading outside. Like
Hmm.
with a book. I need to start like make twice a week at least because it's summer and I want to have fun. Like I need to make fun happen, like we talked about in our podcast, because it is not gonna come for me. I mean, there's no
No, we have to
the
schedule
Netflix
it.
is gonna come first, and be
I
my
just
date.
I just went back to my old, well, I just ordered
Yeah.
my old school calendar because
Yes.
if I just do it in the phone,
You
I
won't
feel
do
like
it.
it's hard to schedule like my fun. I need to see
You
like
don't
the
have
whole
it show
week.
up in your like home screen.
I don't like
Mine, well, I
that.
know, but I do because of that reason, and everything has to be on the calendar for me now. Why? I want my brain.
I'm
I
just
have
gonna
no
do both. I'm
brain.
gonna do the paper and
You should,
and
but I
the,
like having it on paper
yeah,
too.
I do
Yeah,
because then I could schedule all my little, like put all my little notes and
yeah,
scratch out all
reminders.
my stuff. Yeah.
So you're doing your meditating.
Mm-hmm.
We're here in June. Are
Yeah,
you-
I'm gonna go to breath work probably coming up soon.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
gosh,
schedule breath work because I want to get more into breath work.
teach me how to do it.
Yeah, and then just staying present, and also like just working on the guilt because I think we all have that, especially in May. Like you have that
Mhm.
extra mom guilt.
Mhm.
So I've been really like working a lot of that, like with the inner child, like just reminding myself that I think we're all doing a good job. Our kids just want us to show up. They don't even maybe
Yeah.
they expect certain things, but at the end of the day, I
Mhm.
think they just want to see us like be present even in the moment. Trying to put my phone
Mhm.
to the side,
Have the
definitely.
conversations when you're ready to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Drive them and just pick them up.
yeah. And then my oldest is about to start driving, so I'm just trying to enjoy these last moments before she's
Not gonna leave.
taking
She's gonna
lugging her
make her
sister
take you
around.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Just tell her to be your driver. I mean, that's. You'd be like,
That'd be nice.
take me to the coffee shop and then you pick me up later. You know what?
She'd be like, I got stuff to do, woman.
Make it work around me. So we don't tell her it's about spending time together. She's just your driver. She
Okay.
won't know.
I'll be like, this is part of getting the car. You have to be my chauffeur.
Twice a week, I'm gonna need you to drop me off and pick me up.
Imagine though having a chauffeur.
I used to think one of my kids used to say that.
be
He
the
would say when he was little, he was always scared like over overpasses and things like that. I remember he was like 4 or 5, and he would say, "Oh no, he's still on his booster because he'd be like, Mommy, I want a driver. It's so scary up here, like because I always had an SUV, so I guess seeing from the window. Then he's like, I never want to be on the roads. I never want to do anything. Well, I would tell him, well, you would have no independence. You'd have to, wait on people. You would have to do that stuff. And it's funny because he's my best driver right now. He drives all over the city, and I tell him not, and he's like, no, I want to drive myself. I'm like, enjoy it, because now you're mom. Now I agree. I want a driver. I want somebody to be. I don't want to pull the car out. I want to get in and out, make it cold. Show up for me. It's an awesome thing. You don't have to worry about parking or other people.
I know, and I get so much work done in the back seat.
Oh God, you gave that to me. I don't like it.
What?
It's not fun to work. Why do it's like everybody assumes because we have a phone and an iPad or whatever that you're on for work.
Sit in the back seat and just look out the window.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Like
Then
meditating.
at home, then you don't have to do the work.
No, you could be out getting driven around. I would like that. I would just be like, just go.
Just go drive
Play
me.
some music. Think about
Entertain me.
Some soothing stuff. I don't know. Some Joe Dispenza while you're getting in the
Yeah.
car. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, work is, I know people do it. I get the purpose of it. But it feels very
I'm
heavy.
taking a nap. I don't know.
We went on a college tour, and we were on a flight back, and a lady was next to us, and we haven't even landed and she's already on the phone and all this stuff. And it's like, she's like, I'm going to conference you. I mean, I like heard her whole work thing. And she's like, but I'm coming in tonight. I'm staying from 10 to 2. And I kind of was like, I wonder what she does. Because I mean, I'm like, we're landing at 5 p.m. and you're like making it a hauling ass. And I was like, this is what we do. Like, I immediately thought, this is what we do as women. She's not, I don't know, but I mean, were they going to know that you already landed? I mean, they would expect you at a certain time. I don't know what her business, but I was just like, this is what we
but I'm really
do.
curious.
Like, why do we sacrifice every moment of peace? We're on.
Yeah.
She is what I mean. She was conferencing on. We weren't even taxiing, is what I mean. Like, and she's just like, and she grabbed her bag and she was going to go to work. And I just was like, yeah, there goes like all of us women.
God, I remember those days because you feel big. Well, for me, obviously, I don't know for her,
I thought
but it was the boundaries. It was I could have been like, I'll address this tomorrow. It wasn't even that deep sometimes. Sometimes it was, but I feel like I could have said, hey, you can handle it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember being in New York.
Stuff if you're yes,
and we're sitting at the bar, and it was like
you had to.
It was like a Friday end of day, and I get a call from my partner, which was also my husband, my business partner, and it was something that he could have easily taken care of. But of course, I had to jump in and like fix it. I did. As I was having my little drink, I was like, I can fix this.
We're gonna do going forward. That's how we'll kind of tell everybody.
Putting
after
boundaries.
Well, continuing with boundaries, and then I think it's actually like pausing and realizing, choosing yourself, truly choosing yourself. I don't think we realize how much that impacts our whole world, and I think we all think of it almost like it's a selfish thing. But I'm like, if you really make the right choices, you're gonna end up feeling better overall, kinder, more generous, all of your time, all that stuff. If you are doing what you need first, right? Instead of always.
Yeah, and choosing yourself, I think, is something that you have to do daily.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it was something that you could just be like, oh, okay, I worked on it. And now, but yeah, it's like a muscle. You have to do it every day. You have to figure out what's the most important and almost like wake up and be like, who am I going to be today? And how am I going to like make sure to at least take care of myself?
Yeah,
so being like super intentional.
Well, and I think it's just staying at a pace for yourself that you're like, is this good today? Is this not? What exactly? Like, that's the sit, pause, and kind of actually acknowledge. Because if not, you get into the fun times.
Yes. So I would say for the summer, like resetting, figuring out how you're going to be intentional, just prioritizing yourself and like doing the self-care.
Slowing down. Slow down summer. That's what I'm going to call it.
Oh, I like that.
That's so pretty. We have so many things going on, but that's exciting though. This is fun. This is what I need. Like, kind of, it's what fills my cup, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I want my time to go to, like, But the other things I do want to slow down and make sure I prioritize. Like, hey, where to and follow through with it, because I know how to do it. Because instead of just going,
just saying,
pushing the gas and not hitting the brakes when I, because I want to keep all my balls in the air. Don't want to be seen as that
you're not being productive.
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
And then that's when everything just falls apart. So remember, nothing changes unless you do.
So stay Delulu and make it happen.
See you next time.